testing out the blue snowball back on the mic arm, and you could probably hear the air conditioning outside my door. I want to get back into PC streaming soon, rather than being directly on console. It's just nerve-wracking for me right now, so... More Mineral Town. Hopefully we actually get somewhere this time. Where did my save go? Where did my save go? Okay. I'm gonna be pissed now. Where did my save go? Did I not save last time? This is part 4. Where did my saves go? Oh my. Okay. That's automatic demotivation. Wait. I just started a new playthrough recently on Switch, but I don't have a marbles account or anything that would make it sync, would it? No, there's no way to disconnect it to my Switch. Okay. Did we seriously not get anywhere in 4 parts? There's no way I erased that save file. Let's look at our progress at least. Please tell me we have good stuff. We do not. I lost my save file. I lost my save file. I'm so upset. What's the weather for tomorrow? Weather... Rain. That is good. That is good. We can at least get our ore back. If you're knocking at my door, Mom, I'm streaming. No offense, Mom. Okay, well... I was gonna do this. Oh, 2 days worth of war. That's not bad either. We might be able to actually save this. Somehow. I need to look at the field to see how much work we need to do now. Okay, farm map. Yeah, we lost basically everything. Okay. At the very least, I should be able to get plum, a flower as a gift, in order to get him on our side, helping us water. I get an extra day to train him since it's gonna rain tomorrow too, but I'm a little frustrated right now. Oh. Don't do this too extensively in the rain. See? There goes my stamina. And no matter how much I try to fix it, for some reason this game does not fit on the screen of my... Please don't copyright me, but small TV in my room. Well, my TV's not small, it's fairly large, but for some reason it doesn't stretch right to fit this screen. Unless there's something I can do in the options to fix it. Okay, that's not options. What is options? Where are the options? Oh, game settings. Nope, nope, nope. Well, nothing important is cut off for me at least, and it hopefully looks normal for you guys. Hopefully. Let me know if it doesn't, otherwise I will go back to streaming in the living room, which thankfully is farther from the air conditioner than I currently am right now. It's like on the wall just opposite my door. So, yeah, it can be a little bit frustrating. Not a whole lot. You gotta work with what you're given. Okay. Get these. Give our daily gift to the Harvest Goddess. Head into town. Normally you would want to go to town first when you go mining for the day, but unfortunately, or fortunately, it's earlier in the game, so you don't have to worry about it as much. But it gets busy later on. Okay, let's see. You know what, we need to get some of these flowers off our hands. We don't have time to put them away yet. Why don't we bring a flower to May? May has, like, the sweetest, saddest dialogue. She's not really allowed to go out in the rain. Because, as she says herself, if I kept talking to her, Moogie hasn't let her go out in the rain since she caught a cold that was really bad. Which, she's a little kid, and she's being raised by her elderly grandpa. It's hard not to feel bad for her, especially when later on you learn exactly why she's being raised by Moogie rather than her parents. Okay, we've got enough gifts to go around. Here, Mary. Have some bluegrass. I'm gonna avoid going into Ellie's house for the... I need to adjust this pop filter somehow. Oh. I can't believe Doctor let me in there on a day to stay off. Well, here we are. The cutscene I didn't expect to happen, because it's been so long I've forgotten what we were doing in this game, and we've only just started, apparently. Why did I swear we were closer to the rodeo, unless I really did lose that save file? So, Karen's first heart event, this one typically occurs on Wednesday or Friday. It might occur on one other day as well. Not 100% on that. I usually get it this day, so this is... I usually get it this day. Anyway. We're gonna say I could use some help, because we do get something out of this. It's not our personal special gift from Karen, but each of the bachelors and bachelorettes do give you kind of a one-of-a-kind gift when you get far enough in a relationship with them. So, I do feel a bit bad for Jeff here. She gives us a grass start, which we're gonna plant opposite the one on the lower end of our field. Just to get the grass growing faster for when we get livestock. Okay, we're gonna get one set of turnip seeds. Oh, hi, Doctor. Oh, I should get a flower wrapped for Plum, otherwise he might not be friendly enough. Oh, perfect opportunity to give, whoop, wrong thing, give Ellie a flower at least. She likes these better than the other ones. Karen, I think, prefers moondrops, but she'll take pretty much any flower. Which Ellie will too, she just has a more of a preference for the toy flower in spring. She loves any other flower from any other season, though. Could have given Doctor some of the... Oh! Let's give who we're going... Again. I'm used to one of these being, like, the touchpad and one stick being a stick, so it's a little weird to be doing this way. Okay, let's see. Happy birthday, Plum! Let's play, Plum. Because that had to be enough to get your friendship up, yep. Memory games, gotta love them, you gotta love them. You do get more points. I'm so sure we lost this game did it now, and that's why we're so far back in the game. So I'm not 100% on what happened to it. Like, at least I always save right before the rodeo. But I'm so sure that's what we did last time as well. But it took me forever to get this game going, because I know one time I had to stop early, so could have just been me. Okay, give you grapes. Give you grapes. Plum is easily the first one you can tend to befriend if you give him his birthday gift. He'll pretty much be really set to go on being your friend once you give him honey for his birthday, but I didn't have any on me, so that's a no-go. Just gonna get this grass start out. Actually, I should get the turnips planted instead, then get the grass start out and drop off the flowers. It's just so we have more space in our bag. And again, I'm sorry if the mic quality's poor. I need to find my book for my blue snowball or go back to streaming via my PC. Okay, we're gonna put this, I guess, here. Ruin our stamina a little bit, but, or not our stamina, our health. Okay. Put you in, put you in. Should only need these two tools for now. Kind of glad it's a rainy day, because otherwise, since I totally forgot about that cutscene, that heart event with Karen, I would have had a full bag, and she won't give you the grass start unless you have it, nor will the heart event even occur. Which I guess guarantees you do get the grass start as long as you say the right thing. Okay. People might not like that I'm about to save scum, but here's the thing with this game in particular. Save scumming in the mine has been a thing in this game, this particular Story of Seasons / Harvest Moon game, since Back to Nature, its original version on PS1. It was also in the Friends of Mineral Town version on Game Boy Advance. The developers could have removed it at any time, and I don't really use it when I'm actually exploring the mine, just when I want to get down really low, or not low, but get somewhere quickly. Okay, journal. Does anyone else miss when the PS4 had a traditional start and select button? Or not the PS4, like the PlayStation consoles. Gonna keep that black grass. That's an early good gift for see, this is why I'm saying I missed the buttons. I keep hitting the wrong shape button. But as I was about to say, that black grass is an early gift that Rick is okay with. It's not his favorite, I think, but he does like it a little at least. The best thing you can give him is a hot spring egg, meaning I could have given that one from day one in game back to him, but oh well. Oh, and I was a little disappointed today because it's not a big deal or anything. I have to have I forgot to charge my controller, so I have that plugged in. But I realized I was gonna plug in my keyboard along with that and the controller, but I discovered that the PS4 Pt4 doesn't seem to accept my USB hub. Is that normally a thing, or? Because I would have loved to have my keyboard out for when we name animals, but maybe I'll just try to go a little longer today for lost progress. My voice isn't too bad, or my breathing's not too bad for once. We had some rain recently that both helped and hurt the air a bit, but it helped more than it hurt. All it really did was pull some toxins out of the air and move some down from the sky and all that. Like, the air in Arizona is really bad right now because we haven't had a lot of rain. So even though it did pull some pollution down, it also cleaned some of it up. But we're having supposedly rain almost every day. It's that season. And that's a little problematic because I kind of still need to get my roof fixed. Though, that might be soon. That might be soon. We filled out a form that might help us get it sooner than having to be on that stupid waiting list. Which I know some people, the last storm we had a few days ago, literally had their roofs obliterated. We got lucky. Very lucky. Because it's primarily the only room that's leaking from the ceiling is my room. So it could have been a lot worse. And now that we filled out that form, hopefully everything should be a little better soon. But in general, things have been a little rough since I moved here a couple years back. Or, not rough, just kind of stressful in general. As for why I wasn't streaming the last few months, it was, I lost a kitty. Lost my buddy Poe. He was so sweet. But I'm feeling better now. The other main reason was I would have come back this month in all honesty, but Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life kind of took over for me on Switch. I would have streamed that, but I don't have a PS4, so I got it for the aforementioned console instead. And it runs way better on there than All of Town did. For those of you that saw me playing All of Town on PS4, you know it ran pretty well. Or decently well, at least. The performance on Switch is awful. Once you get into really designing your farm, it really begins to lag. Especially when you get more animals and more decorations up. It's really sad, because I really, really like All of Town. It has so much inspiration from Stardew. Like, you can tell Marvelous may have been the inventor of the farming sim, but they have learned from those who have succeeded them. You can tell they took to heart what others did with what they invented. In Pioneers of All of Town, even if not everything functioned as it should have from the start. And by the end of when they stopped patching it, it really did improve. It really did. But playing that at launch on Switch, it was a rough beginning. I think it fixed a lot by the end, but some people just weren't satisfied, and I don't blame them. The only ones I do not feel sympathy for were the people that were flaming Marvelous, because they were trying to actively change how entire functions worked for that game, and they did. So, don't be too hard on them. I mean, and you know they took that to heart because of how wonderful A Wonderful Life is as a remake. I'd love to stream that once I get everything up and running. Even on my Switch, because it's crazy good on there. I'm not kidding, it is crazy good. It runs a bit better on PS5, but it doesn't lag or anything on Switch either. They just use a more fade in things, fade out, so you don't have to load as much at a time, and I think that's what really fixed it. Marvelous really did learn from all of town, and you can blame some of it on the pandemic. I mean, how many things can we blame on the pandemic? A lot. So I'm really proud of Marvelous learning and working around their mistakes. Like, even this game. Did you know that in this game, the rival events were intended to end up in marriage, like in the original version? They had to cut that because the pandemic was hitting them hard. And they could have added it back once it was over, but the pandemic, it really affected everything, didn't it? And now the writer's strike's affecting everything, but I, as someone who loves the entertainment industry, thinks that the writers deserve better. They really do. They are working their butts off for no pay, and now they're being replaced with AI that doesn't understand how the people feel, what people want. Takes people's voices and uses them without their consent, and they're not getting protected by it because of it. It really hit me when Erica Lindbeck temporarily took a break from Twitter because she called out someone who used her voice without her consent. She didn't deserve that. It's like, think about it. If you heard your voice in something and you know you didn't say that, how would you feel? Would you be a little creeped out? I would. And with the potential for that, it could say something you would have never agreed to saying. Something you wholly don't believe and could hurt you career-wise. And that is just not okay. So yes, voice actors need rights. Actors deserve to be paid. Writers deserve to be paid. So yeah, that's my stance. But let's get back to Mineral Town. Oh, and since I know some people I'm getting off topic already again. I know since some people know I'm a big Key fan, they're probably gonna tell me about the whole thing with Key getting bought by some company in China. I like that the company does say that their focus is on getting more of Key's visual novels released worldwide, especially future ones. I think that's a good thing. I'm unfamiliar with the company as a whole's reputation, but if this means I finally get, like, Air, Clannad, oh wait, Clannad's already out in English, but if I can get access to Air, I will cry my eyes out. It, like everyone says, like, I think Clannad is more well-beloved than Air for a lot of reasons, but I think Air kind of got a bad rep, primarily from its anime adaptation being a little rushed. It needed a few more episodes, I think, to really get in your head how bad Misuzu's suffering was with Kana's soul. Just continuing to be forced to live and not be able to escape the wheel of reincarnation in Buddhism. Like, it needed more episodes, that's the bottom line, but one thing I like that the Era anime did do versus Clannad was, even though Nagisa, the main heroine, was always present in the arc she could be, logically, like, the arcs with, like, you could have had, you would have gained something also by taking Nagisa away for a little bit more. Because what really hit me hard in the scene with Air was noticing Yukito going to help the other girls in the other heroines rather than Misuzu, and Misuzu, you'd sometimes see her in the background watching, waiting for him to come back to her because she's all alone, and that just hurt so badly, because you know Misuzu was lonely. She had no one, because her mom was scared to form a relationship with her and all that. So yes, in some senses, I do think Air's anime was stronger, but I also think it was rushed a lot. But those moments where they just had, you'd see Misuzu behind something, or you'd see her walking away once she was spotted, or when just minutes of the viewer spotting her, it hit hard at how bad that little girl's situation was. Oh. Okay, we got enough gold for today. And I feel like with Nagisa, once she died, you kind of got a similar effect in Clannad, but it did not hit nearly as hard as seeing Misuzu just wishing she could be there in that space with Yukito. It's like, you know that meme or that GIF meme of the dude crying forever, I think it's called? That's what I felt like I was gonna do when I watched Air. Or at least when I rewatched it. I'm a person that would describe myself as, at one point, being emotionally detached. Not so much anymore, but the first key anime I watched that I cried in was Canon, and that wasn't even over any of the other girls. It was over Makoto Sawatari, the first one in the plot, because she was debilitating, or not debilitating, she was deteriorating, and losing her ability to speak, it just hit me harder for some reason than Ayu disappearing and Yuichi thinking she was a ghost or an angel, and that she died because of them for some reason. But believe me, when I went back and rewatched all three of those anime, I cried buckets. Okay. Emergency planning time. It's not supposed to rain 3 days in a row on me. I'll worry about actually destroying these rocks and wood later. For now, I just want them out of my way, because we need to get some other crops going fast. Maybe we'll even find, somewhere in this field, there is one power berry. Instead of hearts in this game for HP, we have power berries, by the way. If I haven't said that before. It's been too long, I know. Okay. Okay. Just gonna pop this weed in the trash. Grab some flowers. Grab, oh, not 9 of those. We only need 1 on us a day to get Hong going. I've given up on saying it Wong. Wong is just starting to sound wrong to me. And if someone is familiar enough with Romanized Chinese, please correct me on how to pronounce it. assuming it is Chinese. It looks very Chinese to me as a name. Grab another bamboo shoot. I really would love to save some of these later in the month because they only stay around for spring. Of course, they'll be back next year, but I don't know how long I want this playthrough to go for. I at least want it to go to getting married before I get burnout. But Cliff is kind of a tricky character to marry. Not as tricky as, say, the Harvest Goddess or Kappa, but Cliff is a difficult character because you have to wait for fall, and then you have to do something to keep him from leaving, or you have to wait for him to come back. And I never figured out when Cliff comes back. I just know he does it. He didn't even do that until this particular remake, I think. Okay. And I think it wasn't even in the game at launch in Japan. It was available at launch in the foreign versions of the game, but I don't think Cliff honestly came back at all in Back to Nature for Girl or in More Friends in Mineral Town, which was really sad, especially, like, say you married someone else, and Ran is just sitting there waiting for Cliff, and he never comes back. That is sad. Like, you could still probably unlock all the rival cutscenes to get her married to Cliff, but otherwise, if you didn't pick him, he was gonna leave. Because he ran out of money and everything, and you didn't get him the job. I should not have given him those grapes. I thought I had more. Okay, let's see how we're doing on Nature Sprite Friendship. Blueberries up. Let's get Plum a little more trained, because that'll get us off to a better start. And the more the Nature Sprites like you, the better work they'll do, or the faster they'll learn anyway. That's not where I got to hit. Okay. Like, it doesn't even become necessary to play this game anymore with the metaphor. And no, I will not. I refuse to use them to take care of my animals. They're gonna be used for picking my crops and watering the plants, and that's it. Because it's like, you should be the one taking care of your animals. You want to get attached with them, and I don't know if the Nature Sprites actually put things like the cheese or milk in the cheesemaker and all that. Okay, let's get you trained a little bit. least, I don't think we had as good a start with Hong last time. So this time we'll have plenty of gold for him with all the rain. It's just gonna make our energy suffer a bit when we farm the next 3 days, and hopefully it won't rain the day after. Oh, don't forget the cabbage seeds Katidid. My cabbages! It's already been 30 minutes, jeez. 2 days and 30 minutes. I guess I was overdoing it when I did that Olive Town playthrough where I was streaming almost all night, and then entirely the next day. But I feel like I got through the days a lot faster there. And my voice is already going, oh no. And I think this version actually has shorter days than it did originally, too. I did actually fairly recently pick up a copy of More Friends of Mineral Town on, well, it wasn't recently, it was last year, but I picked up a copy of More Friends of Mineral Town on GBA just to see the differences from this version, and I found out very quickly it was a bootleg, but I found out very quickly it was a bootleg because it was in plastic that was clearly meant for a copy of Pokemon Sapphire, most likely, because it was blue. Like, really blue. Which was pretty, but like, I wanted a legit. Runs fine, at the very least, but I guess in hindsight it was a good deal, but it's like, not what I was expecting, but that game is hard. Though I imagine Back to Nature has aged even more poorly, to be honest. Yes, I know, I want back 2 floors. Though, I have actually been tempted to pick up Back to Nature at some point, because I've heard there's actually a lot of content that didn't make it into this version of the game, like a swimming contest and all this other stuff. I don't know if anything was put in their place in this edition, but it sounds really interesting and neat. But I've rather pick up Back to Nature for Girl, and that wasn't originally released in English until the PSP, and I don't have a PSP. Which I'd love to get one, of course, but Never seen one for a good price. I know some people just sell them super cheap though. But I'd love to get a PSP just for like that, some the Sonic games that are exclusive to it, maybe Valkyria Chronicles, since I've gotten really fallen in love with it lately. Because I have Valkyria Chronicles 1 and 4, and I know 2 wasn't the best received in the West. It wasn't bad, it just, I don't think it was what fans were hoping for in the West. I think it looks really great. Like, I think the idea of it is, you're playing as some military students, and you just want to see these kids turn out as best they can. But some people just wanted another grandeur adventure. And the Romance Valkyria Chronicles kind of presents itself on. It's hard to top Welkin and Alicia. It is hard to top Welkin and Alicia. Autistic 4, I need to be on, never mind. Like, Welkin and Alicia being an item, and their relationship was perfect in every way possible. And to a degree, the relationships in Valkyria Chronicles 4 and 3 are also very good, but the relationship in 2 I've heard goes nowhere. Kind of because main character is shonen jump protagonist stereotype, so he doesn't understand in a way, kind of like Goku doesn't fully get what Chi-Chi means when she asks to be his bride when they grow up. Which that worked out anyway. Not as well as Chi-Chi would like, but I really did like what I saw of the protagonists and playthroughs I've seen of Valkyria Chronicles 2. He just looks like a genuinely good-hearted kid, and that's all I could ask for in a game like that. It's like, almost, this is kind of a scaling comparison because it's almost like Free Houses in a way, because you have a calendar system, and you have all these kids that you have to train in time periods, in that limited amount of time. I guess, like, well, if you have to decide who you're going to use, and not become emotionally attached to the others. And that's what's interesting to me about it, because I think Persona 3 was of course out by that point, but probably. And Valkyria Chronicles 2 was probably just trying to capitalize on Persona 3's social system, in a way. They just didn't execute it quite as well, or the characters weren't quite as memorable. There was some, I think there was really some great characters though. Not Juliana. But I feel like Minerva in 4 was meant to be an apology for Juliana's writing, because she's kind of a similar character. Very pompous at the start, but she's so much better written. Which tells you they could have done better with Juliana. Because her final development apparently comes really late, and it's not as good as it could be. If I'm going off topic a lot, I'm just kind of... There's kind of not a lot to do this early in the game. Rain again. Okay. We're hiring we're hiring Plum today. I almost said Pumpkin. And then we're gonna wait a day. And we're gonna hire I guess Blueberry, because he's a little bit ahead of everyone else. Well, behind Plum, but ahead of all the other sprites I use for watering. I really want to do the little tea house cutscene by the end of spring. I don't know if I'll have time to do that, because the last day of spring is usually very busy. But you can only really do the tea house scenes in, or this, not tea house cutscenes with the sprites in spring, and it's just really hard to get in the time for. But year one's probably the best time for it, because purely on words. Make words come out of your mouth, Kate, that are on the thing. But it's just really hard to get into time for it on the last day, and I feel like it's a waste of other days. And I could do it potentially earlier to make it easier, but have to befriend all the sprites for that. Do I not have a horse yet? You do not need to whistle for it. Hit the right button, Katidid. I know it's kind of a waste to hire Plum today, but we need to get those crops in and the nature sprites in like a proper sequence on days we hire them and days they go off duty. Okay. At least this is giving me more opportunities to get grapes to Cliff based on what I'm picking up. Later, I want to make him his favorite dish when I get a kitchen. Which, that's another thing this rain's bugging me. It's not giving me time to chop wood or anything. Or it's not that it's not giving me time, it's not giving me appropriate weather to get it done without disaster. Scratchy throat. Okay. You know what? My voice is getting a little too scratchy. I need the air to get a little cleaner. Otherwise, I'm just gonna wear it right out. So this is where I'm calling it for now. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you're shy, no worries about commenting or anything. But please have a good day, and I hope you are doing well. I'm doing a bit better now. I'm glad I got the courage to stream, even if I only got for 2 days in-game, but I'll see you later. This is Katidid 1992 signing off. Bye!